Good morning, podcast land. Welcome to the podcast. It is Hacking Self-Storage. It is Wednesday morning. This is the second time I'm recording this. Frustratingly, I've got an electrician working on my house at the minute because some lights don't work inside and whatever. Anyway, he cut the internet off. Obviously not his fault because he didn't know that I was in the man cave. And I was recording the podcast and all of a sudden it came up saying refreshing. I'm like, oh no. Anyway, so I've had to re-record it again. Okay, so this is Wednesday morning. Today, what we are going through is we're going through my month in numbers for the month of November. We're going to go all around what worked, what didn't work, and literally just document every little thing, how we did. Spoiler alert, it was an amazing month. It was the highest November quotes we've ever had. Looking at them now, we had 200. I'll tell you a quick outline and I'll dive into the figures more in a minute or two because I just find this fascinating. So hopefully you do as well. So November 21, 214 quotes. November 20, 175 quotes. Don't forget that was when it was really, really busy because of lockdown, etc. November 19 was 118 quotes. November 18 was 110 quotes. November 17 was 76 quotes. And the second month we ever opened, November 16, was 79 quotes. So we are literally smashing it with these quotes. A few reasons. Obviously, now I think we're getting better known. Our SEO, we're top ranked SEO in the area. And also, I believe that the fact we're spending double the amount on pay-per-clicks now than we ever have done is something that obviously has an impact as well. I'm just trying to see how much square foot we actually moved in. The first ever month we opened, we moved in 1,375 square foot. I wonder how much we kept of that. We kept all of it. Nobody moved out, so that was good. 1,375 square foot. The next month was 1,225 was net. Interesting. I'm interested to see the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there we go. 12. Just out of curiosity, the first 12 months, we netted 15,000 square foot. We moved in 15,000 square foot in the first 12 months. That is incredible. And don't forget, we're opening a site in January. It can be a fully manless site. We're opening that site in Hull on a main road, and it's going to be 11,000 square foot building. 11,000 square foot times by 2, because we'll have 2 floors. And obviously, say 75% of it. So we'll have 16,500 square foot. If we have done what we did in Willoughby, then we'll be nearly full in 12 months. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm really, really excited about that. Whether we can do the same, I don't know. Although we are getting more quotes now. So it'll be really fascinating to see. Anyway, that wasn't the purpose of this. As you can see, my brain goes all over the place, and 1 minute I start looking at other things, and here we are. Right, so it's been a really, really good month. We moved in. Let's have a look. We've moved in. Check this out. This is absolutely bonkers. Last month in November, we moved in 7,350 square foot. 7,350 square foot. That was the most square foot that we have ever moved in. It is quite phenomenal. 7,350 square foot. The previous high was 7,000, and that was back in March 21, 7,050 square foot. So it is a record month for move-ins. We moved in 75. We had 75 move-ins, and that was the second most move-ins. We've had 76 once before, and that was in March. So it was a phenomenal month. What's this here? Square foot moved out. Oh, last month we moved out 8,105. This one, it wasn't as bad. I will tell you it in a little bit. I won't tell you it just yet. I won't spoil it. But it was, last month was our most we've ever moved out. This month was our second most we've ever moved out. Oh my God. Yeah, it was second most we've ever moved out was last month. And our churn rate, yeah, it was pretty high, our churn rate. So second most move outs. However, it was the most move-ins, this one. So I'll tell you if we're net square foot up or not. Right, so let's get to the figures then. So as you know, as I've just told you, we had 214 quotes. That's an average of 7.13 quotes per day. Number of reservations were 72. 72 reservations. Did I tell you? Maybe I told you a lie a second ago. Oh yeah, so number of rooms moved in. Number of rooms moved in, excluding car park. Right, yeah, there's been a mistake on here. First mistake we've seen on the spreadsheet. This is why it's so important to go through the numbers. This is why it keeps me accountable and it keeps the team accountable as well. So yes, what we've done here is on my spreadsheet, it says that we have moved in 75 move-ins, but that is not the case at all because we have moved in on my other spreadsheet. It says we have moved in we've moved in here. It says 53 move-ins. So yeah, there's obviously a big disparity there. So we've still moved in a hell of a lot of square foot. The square foot's right, but the amount of move-ins are wrong. Don't you worry. I will put Angela in the dungeon and lock her up and throw away the key. I'm only joking. I don't have a dungeon, but if I did, she'd be in it. I'm joking. Right. So amount of quotes was 7.13 quotes per day. Number of reservations were 72. That means that we had a conversion rate from quotes to reservations. Check this out. 39%. We're rounding it up. It's 38.79% officially. 39%. That is bananas. Quotes to reservations is 39%. Move-ins, as you know, we have had 50. Oh no, sorry. Do you know what? I owe Angela an apology. I need to get her out of the dungeon. So she's not in the dungeon. We've got two. My fault. Oh my God. Cut, edit. No, I'm joking. So basically, we've got two columns here. We've got number of new move-ins, and then we've got the amount of rooms moved in. So that includes people changing rooms, taking extra rooms, etc. We've had 75 new not moving. We've had 75 overall move-ins. So people taking extra rooms, transferring rooms, etc. But new move-ins, we had 53. So yes, it was the second most ever still on the spreadsheet when we look at it here. So Angela is correct. I stand corrected. I am wrong. Nobody tell Angela. Luckily for me, she doesn't listen to this podcast. Yep, 75 total move-ins that we've had. But obviously that includes, it's a bit of a distorted figure really. I don't even know why we keep a track on that because it's distorted. People taking extra rooms, people who, I don't know, moving rooms as well, that counts. So it's a little bit distorted. So I don't really pay too much attention, as you can tell, to that one. So the only important metrics there is number of new move-ins, and that's 53. So, 53 move-ins is very, very good. Really happy with that. That means it's a conversion rate of 25%. So conversion rate from quotes to move-ins is 25%. I'm just going to double check that because I want to make sure that I'm telling you the correct figures here, boys and girls. 53, it's 55, is it? I tell you what, this is a riveting podcast. I can't believe that you guys listen to me do this. 53. It is 53. 53 divided by 214 equals, yep, that's exactly right. 24.77%, which is 25%. So a conversion rate of 25% from quotes to move-ins. Incredible work there. Absolutely. Take a bow, team. Angela, take a bow. Yes, I'm trying to get back in our good books. Let me get back in our good books. So yeah, 25%. I can't argue with that at all. Amount of quotes, outstanding month, absolutely outstanding month. All we can control is the move-ins. We can't control the move-outs, so we can't really control the churn rate. Unfortunately, we've tried a lot. We've tried giving free space away. We've tried giving discounted rates away. We've tried to give them gifts. We've tried to, you name it. We cannot, unfortunately, control a churn. Don't get me wrong, you can increase it by being too aggressive with your price increases, and we are very aggressive, but nobody's had a price increase recently. Not one person in the stores, as I said before on the Monday episode, not one person has had a price increase in the last month. So nobody's moving out because of a price increase. So yeah, it's just high at the minute. That's all. Right. This is something that I'm very, very interested in, is cancelled reservations. So we had 8 cancelled reservations and 1 expired reservation. So that was 9 in total. So not too bad. Not too bad. We're under the national average there. Marketing. This is where I love. So number of inquiries, we had 156 inquiries from Google. That is a percentage inquiry of 73%. Then we've also had 28 move-ins from Google. Square foot moved in from Google is 3,025. Now, percentage of move-ins, actual move-ins, is 52%. Percentage of square foot moved in from Google is 57%. So interesting stuff there, as ever. Word of mouth, we had 17. That is 7.56 of all inquiries. We had 675 square foot moved in for 8 move-ins. That means that we had the overall move-ins percentage-wise from word of mouth was 15.09%, and the percentage of square foot moved in was 12.82. So both of them are very much higher. Square foot moved, a percentage move-ins and percentage of square foot moved in are both higher than the percentage of inquiries. Obviously, I say obviously because it's a warm lead. If it's a word of mouth, then it's a warmer lead than Google, because Google, you're starting from a standing start who don't probably know us as a company, where word of mouth, they already know how amazing we are, so we don't have to do a job selling it. Okay, signs was interesting. 22 inquiries from signs. That made up 10% of our overall quotes. And we took 7 move-ins, which was 13.21% of our overall move-ins for 785 square foot, which was 15% of our overall square foot moved in came from signs. Love it. Here's an interesting one. Beverly 24 was 6 inquiries. That was only 3% of our overall quotes came from Beverly 24. However, we had 5 new move-ins, which equated for 9% of our overall move-ins, and that was 380 square foot, which equated for 7% of our overall square footage. So although it was 3% of our overall inquiries, it was 9% of our overall move-ins and 7% of our square footage. So that for me is fascinating. That just tells you how well we're converting when a quote comes from Beverly 24. Used before. This is a little bit disappointing, actually. Used before. 8 inquiries used before. That is 4% of our overall inquiries. We only got 1 new customer, which meant it was 2% of our overall inquiries. And it was only 50 square foot. So it equated to 0.95% of our square footage. So 1% of our overall square footage. So we expect better for used before. So that let us down a little bit. Social media was 3. That was 1.4% of our overall inquiries. And we basically moved in 1 customer, which is 2% of our overall move-ins, and it was 50 square foot, so that was 0.95% as well. Some really interesting stuff here. Here's something else that is really fascinating, actually. Do you know what? I'm going to take a swig of water, and I'll get to this other fascinating metrics as well. 1 second. Here's a word from our sponsor, by the way. Another great performing month from Google, from the ad spend. Well done, Google AdWords team. Kerry and the team, take a bow because you've done an amazing work here. So the Google ad spend for the month was £3,546.15. Remember, we literally have now no budget. We just have unlimited budget. It sounds really like it's going to be loads, but unlimited budget. I don't think we spent any more. I don't think we spent over £6,000 in the month before. And so we just allow Google to work its way through our advertising spend. So we have no budget, no limits on our budget. And we spent last month £3,546.15, which meant that the advertising per move-in was £126.65. Don't get me wrong, I would ideally like it to be under £100 cost to acquire a customer, but £126.65 isn't too bad, especially if you're if you're averaging £25 per moving on merchandise sales, then maybe, I don't know, it just brings down the cost to acquire a customer because you're getting something straight away with merchandise. But yeah, 126 quid, and we're getting nearly £1,000 for every single customer as well. So lifetime value of a customer is nearly £1,000. The cost to acquire a customer is £126 last month. So yeah, you're getting a 7 times return on your money, at least 7 times return. When I tell my marketing friends and other friends in the agency work for advertising and digital marketing, people who are in that realm, and I say we're getting 7 times return at least on our digital marketing for Google. They can't believe it. They can't believe it. Their holy grail is a 3 times. They want 3 times. That's where they want. And I still say that people still complain in storage. Honestly, I'm going to go on a rant now. We do not know we're born in self-storage. If you're moaning about the cost to acquire a customer, if you're moaning about pay-per-clicks costs right now with Google, you haven't experienced other industries. You haven't experienced what it's like digital marketing. I've been Google advertising lots of different businesses, and I promise you, without a shadow of a doubt, storage is the best. It's not even close. So please, 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 if you ever listen to me, please listen to me on this, that you will never, ever get better returns on marketing. Everybody else is trying other things. Put the majority of your marketing budget, at least 80% of your marketing budget has to go in to pay-per-clicks, because the returns we're getting, the returns we're seeing is, excuse me, I've had a protein shake and and it just, I don't know, it makes me go on a cough, especially when I get excited. Yeah, so the returns that we're seeing in this world, in this realm right now is incredible. Do you know what? I'm going to do a rant about this on Friday, because I still don't think that people are looking at this enough and utilizing. I mean, it's great if people in Hull don't. I don't want you to. But anyway, I'll get to it on Friday, because it's well worth just a full episode about it, just a 5-minute rant about it. And I don't want to get into it here because I'll start coughing too much. Right. So where were we? Oh yeah, Google. Google's amazing. Right. So number of new move-ins were 53. Number of new square foot moved in was 5,340. Overall square foot moved in, that's people taking extra rooms, etc., is 7,350. 7,350. Unbelievable. Square foot moved out, second most ever. Was we up or was we down? If you listen to this podcast, I think you can probably tell we was up. And we moved out 6,480 square foot. So that was a net result of 870. Right, amount of rooms moved in was 75. Amount of rooms moved out was 73. So we net was 2 for the month. That means we've got total internal rooms occupied of 350. Amount of containers in, 13. Amount of containers moved out, 7. Net for the month is 6. So at the end of the month, we had total containers rented out of 45. We're utilizing the car parking space. I feel like we've got to. There's no, we can be proud, say that we don't do containers, etc. But do you know what? It pays for itself. It massively pays for itself. And so why wouldn't we? It cash flows. So we need to, if you've got a car park, I really do recommend that you utilize that as much as possible. Car parking spaces moved in, 0. Car parking spaces moved out was 2. So we're -2 for the month. So we've only got 9 car parking spaces rented at the minute. We ultimately want to get rid of all our car parking spaces. Total square foot occupied for the store is 32,115. And that means we're 82.75% occupancy at the minute. I think we're currently, as of right now, about 84%. I just want to get past that 85%, and I'll be semi-happy. I'll be semi-happy if we get past that 85%. Really, I want to be 87 to 90%, really. But yeah, if I can end the month 85%, and the year 85% full, when we're fully built out, then that'll be, we can probably get rid of some car parking spaces still and put some more containers in. But apart from that, yeah, we're fully built out. And if we're 85% full, then you have got a one happy Dino. And if we can sustain it, keep it, then it'd be fantastic. And obviously, I'm so looking forward to opening Clough Road. It's scary because it's our first manless facility. We don't really have a clue what we're doing. I'll be honest with you. We're going to make so many mistakes. Angela and James had a meeting. We sat down and said, they had loads of concerns, and they said, what about this team? What about this? What about this? What about this? And literally from, I said 80% of the questions they had, I said, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We're going to make mistakes. The problem is, what you don't want to do, you don't want to expect that you have to have all the answers right there and then, because you don't. And for somebody, if you are somebody who needs all the answers, needs all the lights to be green before you do something, then you will never ever get off the driveway. You just expect problems, expect issues, and it's your expectations. It's the level of expectations you have in your life that will define your happiness. The less expectations you have, the happier you'll become. The more expectations you have from people and things and circumstances and businesses, then the less happy you will be. So yeah, it's simple. So in terms of Clough Road, my expectation is we're going to fuck up. We're going to fuck up massively. We're going to have some major issues there. But you know what? The next time we open a manless facility, we'll have less issues. We'll still fuck up. Of course we will. And then the next time we'll fuck up even less. And then eventually we'll get it perfect. And when we get it perfect, the only way we can get it perfect is if we make mistakes, because we've never done it before. Very, very few people have opened a manless facility before. And we can only listen, learn from other people, from other businesses, from other people in America, how they've done it, how they've operated, and we can just model what they've done. Not copy, model. And obviously I'll document the whole process here, and it'll be interesting because I really do believe that manless facilities are going to be a big part of this industry, whether you like it or not. They're going to be a big part of this industry. I thought the video went on, but the video's, yeah, it's on recording. So yeah, and we don't know what we don't know, and we've got to test it, and we can't be ashamed of making mistakes. We can't be worried about making mistakes, and we can't be ashamed of not knowing the answers. When James and Angela said, what we're going to do about this then? I was like, I have no idea, because we upsell so many people when they come in, they think they need 125 square foot and they end up taking 200 square foot. What happens when this happens, Dean? No idea. I've got no idea. We'll have to see how it plays out. And then we've got to adjust and innovate to the circumstances, to what the customer's wants and needs are. We are going to lose. We are going to make mistakes. We're going to, hopefully we don't upset any customers, because we don't everyone upset a customer, but we will learn along the way, and we're going to shape and mold how we do things. But that's certainly not a reason, because you don't have the answers now, is certainly not a reason to not do something. So the software, how do the payments work? And no idea. How are we going to sell insurance? Are we going to sell 10% of insurance? Is it going to be 15% of our turnover? Don't know. But we're gonna work it all out. We're gonna work it all out together, and we're gonna make mistakes, and we're gonna have no expectations. Our expectations are that we're gonna make mistakes, and so therefore, then the level of happiness, the level of contentment, will be fine. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I'll document the whole process. So you guys, the mistakes that I make, you guys hopefully don't have to make the mistakes when you do a manless facility. Okay, so we've got 82.75% of our store occupied. I go on little tangents, don't I? Bloody hell. How long has this been, this podcast? Holy shit, it's been 28 minutes, and this is the second time I'm recording it. Right, let's get through the rest of it quickly. It's not bloody dinner time. Lock sales, 36 lock sales, that's 68%. Total packaging sales was £1,104.65. Average per move-in was £20.84. True period revenue was total true period revenue. True period revenue here it is £72,551.13. That was down £2,262.96 from a month before. But you expect that, because do you know what? We had one less day, and when you're taking that kind of money, one less day does equate to around about £2,500. So it was still good. This month, I believe that we'll be over the £75,000 true period revenue, so it should be brilliant to back over that. I so want to get to that £83,333 a month, because that means we're a £1 million site, £1 million store. That's where I need to be. That's where we need to be as a company. An extra £10,000 a month take-ins. Let's have a look. Let's see. The actual revenue. The actual revenue for Stormore. Wonderful. £95,215.30. That's what we actually took. Don't forget, true period revenue is ex VAT. Actual revenue is what we took, including that, which is really, really good, by the way, because it should have been 80-something thousand pound. We took £10,000 more, as I told you on Monday's podcast. So I won't go into that. Amount of insurance sold was £352,000. Let's see if that's right. £352,000. Look at me double checking all Angela's figures. You think I'd learn, wouldn't you? Because she didn't make a mistake in the first one, and I thought she did. Yep, she's right again. So it just seemed an awful lot. That's all. And so that means that the average insurance sold for a new move-in was £6,641. Again, Beautiful stuff. These are the little things that make a big, big difference to your bottom line, is how much insurance you are selling per customer. When I first opened, I just thought, do you know what? Get them all on the minimum. The minimum, if I was selling a 160 square foot unit, I was, I'll just take the minimum insurance. You've got to have insurance, just take the minimum. Because I thought, what does it really matter? An extra £2 or £3 per week off a customer. But it matters massively when you've got 500 customers, 1,000 customers. An extra £3 if you've got 1,000 customers is £3,000 a week, 150 grand a year. Of course it matters. It matters massively. And that goes straight to your bottom line. So why wouldn't you want an extra 3 grand a week? Of course you would. It's stupid. It was naive. But again, don't be afraid to make mistakes. You live and you learn. And my cousin always says to me, it's okay making mistakes, because the only mistake that we truly make is a mistake we learn nothing from. And I was like, yes, that is really good. Right, number of times the van was rented out. Are you ready for this? Transit, 21. Luton, go on, take your bets, take your bets, take your bets. This silence is on purpose. 23, the Luton wins. I'm always real surprised when the Luton wins. I never expect it to win, but it does. So yeah, the Luton wins again. So total van revenue this month was £1,665 we took from van rentals, which was incredible. Absolutely incredible, because it pays for everything. It makes sure the van pays for itself. We lease both of them, and it pays for that. It pays for the insurance. So the customer wins because they get cheap. Well, they get free van rental, just pay for the insurance, and we win because we earn a little bit out of it, but nothing major. Amount of FIFO reviews. So we got 11 5-star for service, and we got 10 5-stars for product. So really good month on the FIFO reviews. Amount of Google reviews, we got 5 as well. All 5-star, obviously. Goes without saying. Right, there's only one more thing I want to talk to you about, and that is a churn rate. The churn rate was better this month than last month. Remember last month, so I've got 2 churn rate figures here, because different people calculate churn rate on different things. So we want to do it on both to make sure that we have the exact figures. Some people do it based on square footage. So the churn rate moved out on square footage, and some do it based on the amount of rooms that they've got. For me, the only the true metrics is square foot, because it doesn't matter. You could have 10 rooms move out at 25 square foot, and you think, oh my God, that's terrible. That's only 250 square foot. However, you could have 4 rooms move out, and they've got 250 square foot per room. Then it's 1,000 versus 250, even though one's got more rooms and one's got less rooms. So it makes no sense to me to do it based on rooms, but some people do. So therefore we document it as well, just to make sure that we have the correct criteria, the metrics and stuff. Right, so based on square footage, the true metric that I believe, we had a churn rate of 20.73. Every single time I tell somebody this, they can't believe how much churn rate we go through. And yes, it's true, we seem to have a big churn rate, but that's only because we had a massive influx during the summer of new move-ins. So therefore, our churn rate is going to be more these next coming months. Hopefully that will settle down again, and we'll get round to levels of where being about 12%, somewhere on there. And if we get under 10%, that'll be wicked. One month we had 6.85%. That was, let's have a look. What month was that? And that was March 2019. Was that beginning of lockdown? I don't bloody know. Yeah, so our churn rate for square foot was 20.73%, so 21%. Our churn rate for rooms was 20.25%, so not much difference, but good to know. Right, guys, I bored you for too long, 34 minutes. That is bananas. I'll see you later. Bid you farewell. Have a great week. Thank you for listening. If you're still listening. All right, if you're listening, still listening. What? Wow, you guys are sad. I'm joking. You guys are awesome. Right, have a wonderful week. Thank you very much. And I've had a blast. I hope you guys have had a blast. I've had a real blast. Just my entertainment to myself. I've had a great time. All right, guys, girls, love you. Appreciate you. See you soon. Bye-bye.